Hey, here's a hopeful thought. Peace is increasing. Just think about my father, me, and my son, the generations of the World Wars, the Cold War, and the post-Cold War era. My father's war, World War II, killed more than 5 million people per year. The Cold War battlegrounds like Vietnam killed hundreds of thousands per year around the world. Today's wars kill about 50,000 a year. In terms of American battle deaths, World War II killed 300,000, Vietnam about 50,000, Afghanistan and Iraq about 6,000. Each life is precious, but in the big picture, the 600 Americans killed in wars in 2010 were fewer than the number killed by falling out of bed. Still 600 too many, but decreasing. During my father's war, dozens of firebombings, each burned to death tens of thousands of civilians in a night. And that was what the good guys did. The bad guys did far worse. In my war, Vietnam, the My Lai massacre killed more than 300 men, women, and children. In my son's time, airstrikes or suicide bombs kill scores of civilians in Iraq and Afghanistan. The atrocities are just as atrocious as ever, but the scale is way smaller. In my father's day, 2 cities were destroyed by nuclear weapons, killing hundreds of thousands. In my lifetime, no nuclear weapons were used in wars, but tens of thousands were poised to destroy the world, and we hid under our desks in school to be ready. In my son's day, nuclear weapons are being destroyed by the thousands, and stockpiles have been reduced by 3/4 already. A new treaty will soon reduce them further. My father was born the same year as the League of Nations. It was a complete failure. The United States didn't join, and the toothless League didn't stop aggression in the 1930s or prevent World War II. When I was growing up, the United Nations was young. Everyone belonged to it, and it symbolized humanity. But the Security Council was pretty ineffective because of the Cold War standoff. In my son's world, the UN has 100,000 peacekeepers deployed around the world, helping fragile societies emerge from wars. The UN still has a lot of problems, but it's also had stunning successes and is growing up strong along with my son. Today, the world's countries remain armed to the teeth. They have 20 million soldiers, tanks, airplanes, missiles, submarines, nuclear weapons. But nowhere in the world today are those armies fighting each other. The world's remaining armed conflicts are smaller civil wars. Whole regions consumed by war a decade or 2 ago are now at peace. As long as one war remains, it's one too many. But from generation to generation, my father's, mine, my son's, humanity is increasing peace. The progress of peace is fragile, and it might reverse in the future. But today it is real, and a reason for hope. We are winning the war on war.